Good afternoon, Keller teachers, and welcome to our Kickstart Your Learning Live today with the EdTech people, Misty and Christy and Aaron Reister as well. We're glad to have you this afternoon. Today, Misty's going to be taking us through Back to the Basics Canvas, and she is excited to share this with us today. Misty, if you'll change the slide, I'll go ahead and do some housekeeping while you're having fun with the Canva tools. If you are on our YouTube Live for the first time, you might not see a chat window next to the video feed. If you see the chat window, you are great to go. It means that you've created a YouTube channel with your Keller ISD email address before, and you are perfect. You can hang tight for a few seconds. If you do not see a chat window, if you'll follow the next few simple directions, then we'll get a chat window created for you. And because we love for you to interact while we are presenting. So what you'll need to do is click on your profile circle in the top right. And for us in Keller ISD, sometimes our profile circles are blank, but you can still see that there's a circle up at the top right. If you just hover over that with your cursor and click, you're going to get a menu. And one of the first items in the menu is called Create a Channel. So you're going to choose to create a YouTube channel. And the next screen will be like a wizard. It'll take you through and you'll see your name. And once you see that, you're going to click Create Channel. And that's all you need to do. At that point, you should see the chat channel next to the video feed. If not, you can just go up and hit your refresh button and refresh your web page, and you should definitely see the chat then. All right, we love to give EQ for our YouTube Live. So if you're participating and you need EQ today, if you'll do the following things, if you'll watch our entire event, and then if you'll introduce yourself in the chat window, you guys can start doing that now. We always love to know who's here and what school you're from so that we can interact with you. During the event, if you'll participate by giving us a comment or a question or a high five or some love, whatever you feel like giving us, we would love to know that you're there and you're paying attention and you're learning something from us. At the end of the night, we'll give you a link to a Google form to fill out to tell us you were here. We'll provide your EQ credit tomorrow morning. We only give you 24 hours to fill out that form. So be sure that excuse me, Misty, you need to correct me. 2 hours to fill out that form. So if you could have that filled out by about 7:15 tonight, we would completely appreciate that. And it'll help us give you your credit quickly as well. All right. I'll let you go ahead, Misty.
Thank you, Christy, so much. So we are going to jump right in. So my name is Misty Shea, and we are doing Canvas Back to the Basics. So this is great for people who just want a refresher on some of those really basic Canvas tools, or if you are part of one of our high schools and you haven't quite jumped the ship and got onto Canvas yet, this is a great beginning video for you to be able to just kind of understand some of the basics of Canvas. So we're going to start with people. So user roles is what Canvas calls them. So in Canvas, I'm going to come over here to my Canvas instance. You have a people's tab. And when you go to people, you're able to see all the people that are in your Canvas instance. You can add people. And when you add people, you can add them via their email address, their student ID or their SIS ID, which is something we can help you with. And their login for us is also their email. But what I want to show you is how you can enroll them. If you are part of Keller ISD, we automatically put students in your Canvas that we create for you in this fall and in the spring if you have semester-long courses. If you have a year-long course, then they'll be populated in the fall for you for all year. But if you ever create your own course, this is one way you can add students. And so you would put in their email and then you would add student here. And then you can also choose a section to put them in. So the students, but you also have a teacher. So if you have a co-teacher or someone that needs full, complete access to Canvas as well, meaning they're going to create content, they're going to grade, they have an educational need to know to see every information about the student, because once your student's enrolled in here, they're going to get all of their information as well. So the person who's also a teacher needs to have that educational need to know for the student's background information and all the back end things. So if it's not someone that needs that, then you do not want to assign them the role of teacher. You also have the ability to assign them the role of mentor. So this is something kind of like what it sounds. So like if maybe they're an avid teacher or someone who just needs to go in and kind of see how they're doing, maybe see what the assignments are so they could help them and remind them to kind of keep going. You're doing a great job. That's a great time to assign someone a mentor. TA, I don't know in college if you ever had a TA, so similar. So they're going to have a lot of the roles as the teachers, but it's going to limit their access to student information. So a TA is kind of similar to mentor, but I think TAs can help with grading, but not access the actual student profile. We have Genius teams, so ignore that. That's something specific for Keller. A designer is someone who can design a course, so they can add content, take content away, but they can't see any student information at all. So a designer would be someone, if you needed someone to come in and make your Canvas course look pretty, you could do them as a designer. And then finally, the last role is a parent observer. So observers are great for parent. This is a parent account. It has to be an email outside of the Canvas instance. I do know some teachers have put in their personal email to be an observer, and they observed themselves as the teacher, because you have to observe some account. And so it's a great way to see what the parents are seeing, and also to see the opposite end of your Canvas account if you just kind of want to look at it through the user side. So user roles are very important when you're assigning people roles and how much access they can have. And then some of the access is set based on your district. So I do know that we set some things for TA and for mentor. So if you have any questions on the access, definitely get with your district administration for Canvas. Navigation. So when you very first get a Canvas course, I actually think that navigation needs to be the first thing that you see. The reason for that is you'll notice all over here on the left side, how overwhelming that is. I see all of this as a teacher because I need access to all of this, but you do not want your students seeing all of this stuff. It overwhelms them. Honestly, Canvas suggests leaving 3 things. They suggest you leave home because you need a home base. They suggest you leave announcements, and they suggest you leave modules. They really actually think you should hide everything else, because from your home page, you can actually put in a link to your syllabus. You can put in a link to whatever you need on your homepage, but that gives the students 3 clicks. I cannot even explain to you how many times I've done Canvas tickets or helped a student and they just couldn't find something in Canvas. So keeping it as simple and as limited of clicks as possible really helps students. So in order to switch your navigation to where it's only the things with the crossed out I is what's hidden. And so that means I still have all of this stuff that the kids have to see. And that just really is cumbersome for them. So you're going to go to settings. And then you're going to click over here on navigation. And when you click on navigation, it's actually really awesome because all you have to do is just drag and drop. So I'm just going to pull down the things the kids don't need to see. So anything that I'm not going to be using with my students, or I can link in my homepage, I can pull down. So I'm pulling down everything except for home, announcements, and modules. And then this is something I do a whole lot. I forget to save. So you do have to come down here and you do have to click save. And that's going to adjust your navigation. And so now you'll see that all of this stuff is hidden from students, except for the 3 things we left. So home, announcements, and modules. And I could even come over here for student view and see when a student comes to this page, all they're going to see is home, announcements, and modules. And again, this just helps them to know there's one place they're going to go. I know a lot of people that hide everything besides home, to where the kids have to come to home and then the modules are linked to their buttons on the homepage. But that's definitely up to you. Oh, give me 1 second. I have things in the way. The Zoom controls are always in the way. All right, so that is how you hide all of those extra navigations. And again, it is just so beneficial to students. The least they have to choose from, the better their experience, or they're actually going to go where you want them to go. Organization of modules and text headers. So one really, like I just told you, getting the kids where they need to go is tantamount to success on a learning management system. So I love Canvas because they have modules. And modules, I always compare modules, they're the gray lines here. I compare modules to, remember back in the day, or depending on how old you are, if you're younger than me, maybe not back in the day for you, maybe this never happened, but back in the day, we used to have these things called 5 subject spirals in notebooks. And it would be spiral like the writing paper, and in between there would be tabs. And the tabs you would write math and science and social studies. And so that would help you quickly get to those notes for that. But you could have all 5 subjects in that one spiral notebook. And so the module holders are kind of like those tabs. So if you're teaching math, you could go by units. So unit 1 could be whatever, numerals, unit 2, whatever, and then unit 3, and you divide it out by subject matter and by units. Most school districts have curriculum documents that have a natural organization. And I'm one of those people, if someone has done all that hard work for me, I am not reinventing the wheel. I'm going to go pull up my curriculum documents for my subject area, and I'm going to copy and paste into the modules. So in order to make a module, you'll see how I organized this one. I organized it by 9 weeks, because on my home page, I had buttons to where I could click and the student can go straight to that module for the 9 weeks. So I have my first 9 weeks, and then I did a second 9 weeks, and then so forth and so on. So to add a module, you just add and then you name it. And that's all a module is. It's just a separation and an organization style for your Canvas. And then the cool thing, underneath the modules, you can add something called a text header. So you have the ability to add more text just to give the separation. So for example, if this was an entire 9 weeks, I would want to maybe separate it by week 1 of that 9 weeks and week 2 of that 9 weeks. And the really cool thing in Canvas is you can actually indent over and over again. So you have 3 levels of indentation that you can actually separate things. So this is level 1 of indentation, level 2 of indentation, and level 3 of indentation, to where you can kind of separate and organize it. I like actually to put the most recent one on top. So you can just drag and drop. So I would actually be building out my second 9 weeks down here while the kids are working on their 9 weeks, and I just unpublish it to where they don't see me building my second 9 weeks. And so then whenever I am ready, I will publish it, and then I'm going to pull up my second 9 weeks on top. And so the kids know that the most recent one is always going to be on top, and it's easier for them to access. Again, when I'm creating my Canvas course, I'm always thinking about my end users. I'm thinking about the teachers who are going to be using my Canvas course, or I'm thinking about the students. So creating some kind of organizational scheme and creating a great naming conventions and organization style and keeping it similar throughout the whole year, it's really just going to help your students, and it's going to curb a lot of those questions. Well, I couldn't find it. I didn't know where that assignment was, and all of that, because once you've explained your Canvas and you've showed them how to use Canvas, they'll know what to expect going forward, because all of your modules are going to look the same. I do know that some people like to put in your naming conventions, they like to put emojis. So you can do that in Canvas. You can do anything. You can put emojis anywhere. And so I know a lot of teachers do that just as almost like a pictorial organization style as well. So just keeping it organized, keeping the modules and using the text headers to separate really helps students, get to where they need to be and know exactly where they should be. All right, homepage. So Tales of Canvas Land. A couple of years ago, I was helping a student navigate their Canvas, and we couldn't find a certain assignment that they were supposed to have done. And so I log into this Canvas and I can't find it either. And I train on Canvas and I'm like, okay, what am I missing? What am I not doing? And so what had happened is that there wasn't a homepage, there weren't modules, the teacher put everything into an announcement. So every assignment, everything was in an announcement. They were just links in an announcement, or not an assignment. Yeah, everything were links in announcements. And so it was just very confusing because there wasn't an organization structure and there wasn't a home page. So home pages are where people go. Like the minute a student logs into my Canvas instance, they click on my class on their dashboard. This is exactly what's going to pop up. They're going to see my Canvas homepage. I like to put announcements at the top of my homepage, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. And then I have just a picture showing them whatever the name of my course is. I didn't put my name in here, which you really should have a section that has your name and your contact information and how they can get a hold of you, which I did have a hotkey here for that. And then I also like to have buttons for my modules, but I like to keep my homepage very basic because, again, the least amount of things they can click on, the better. So I really, homepages are extremely important just so that the kids have the same landing place. And let's say there's something really crazy and you need them to know, you can always add a text in here. And this is just a page. And so I'm going to show you how to make a homepage. And so in order to make a homepage, you have to click on pages over here on the left. And then you're going to view all your pages. When you view all your pages, you have the ability to take a page and make it a front page. You have to make one of your pages. First, you're going to create the page. So you can click on pages and add a page and then create it. And then when you're done creating it and you've published it with the little green check mark, you know it's published, I can click on the 3 dots and then I can use it as a front page. So when I've used it as a front page, then I have the ability, see it says front page, I have the ability to go home and choose a home page. So when I choose my home page, it's going to give me the choice of making it my front page that I just had. You can also, they give options of other home pages, but I really do not suggest anything else other than a home page, because a home page is where you can have all the content that I listed. If you use an assignment list or the activity stream as your home page, students struggle with finding your content. So this is where you can assign your front page as your home page and then click save. So then whenever your students come to your course, they're going to see your home page as the first thing that they see. And then they can click on whatever 9 weeks or whatever access they need. So adding announcements. I love this, having announcements on the home page, because the recent announcement is going to be on top. So when they log into your home page, they see, oh man, I have a test coming up. So in order to put announcements at the top of your home page, you'll click on settings. And then you're just going to scroll down. And then at the very bottom, it says more options. So when you click on more options, one of the options is, maybe I'm wrong. I can be wrong. I'm wrong sometimes. I'm crazy, Christy.
Not very often are you wrong.
I know. I swear it was right
I was
here.
actually super impressed with this little trick. I've never done this. I knew you could, but I didn't know how.
You know what? I will find it and I will let y'all know, and I will send it out. I apologize. Like it, and watch, y'all probably see it as I'm scrolling. You're like, Misty, it's right there in front of you. Because obviously it's right there. It's somewhere. Anyway, so you can actually make announcements at the top of your homepage. Oh, right there. Okay, I'm not wrong. It just was tiny. Well, they're all tiny. So right here above the number 3, oh my gosh, where it says number of announcements shown on the homepage. Oh, Christy, stick a fork in me. I might be over well done. Okay, show recent announcements on your course homepage. And then I think 3 is just a happy number, but let's say you wanted 15. But remember, if you have the top 15 announcements on your homepage, that's going to shrink your homepage down. So I just like, 3 to 5. And honestly, they're not going to read all of them. So 3s are just a happy number to where they realize the last 3 that you put up there. Wow. Okay, so course details, scroll all the way down, more options. and then show recent announcements on your course homepage. And then you can select how many. And then most important, you have to update the course details. If you don't update the course details, it doesn't save and your announcements won't show up. So then when you click on home, there I've only made 2 announcements on my sandbox course. So they're the last 2 that I've made, and they're on the top of my homepage. So I really like it. All right, so let's start playing. So whenever earlier I showed you that we can make a page. So I'm going to view all pages, and I'm going to add a page. And I'm just going to call this my test page. So because what I want to show you is this rich content editor. Honestly, if you've ever used a Google Doc or a Word doc, this is what the formatting options that you get when you're using one of those. So it's very similar. You can type the text in here just like normal. You can change the size. You can change if you have headings and subheadings. You can bold your text, italicize. You can change the color. But be very careful with text color because you want to make sure that all of your students are able to access it. So make sure you're following the accessibility guidelines. You can highlight text. You can do superscript and subscript. But some of the things that I really love about Canvas is you can hyperlink things. You can hyperlink outside of Canvas, which is an external link. And you can also link to things within Canvas. So let's say you want them to review chapter 1, and that was like on the very first of the year. You can highlight it, link it, and then go find, oh, that's an external link. Go find in your course another page to link it to. So if I want to link it to this page, it's going to link it to that, and it's going to take them back to that page that where it was the chapter 1 review. So they can have that review chapter 1 before the test. And so you have the option to link to other places in your Canvas instance. So I really like that. Something else, you have the ability to do images, and you can upload outside. You can reuse an image that you've used within the course already. So it's awesome. And then your images. And then you also can record media within Canvas. So you don't even have to leave to record or get media. You can have your course media that you've always done, and then your user media. I really love this because I'm an avid believer in giving the kids some background information via a video or a recording or audio or something for them to activate their prior knowledge or just get thinking. And then I give them the content for their assignment. So I do like that, being able to put a video in. You can also upload PDFs or other documents in here. I love the icon maker. If I need to make a circle for some reason, you can just put I need the icon to be a color, and then you can add an icon in, and then it adds it in here. So this is really fun. This is new. And then you have the ability to add Google, which I'm going to go over later. So anything in your Google Drive, you can add to an assignment. And then we have external tools that we can add in, or we in Keller, we have all of these. So we have Discovery Education, we have Canva, we have Adobe Express. We have a lot of other things that you can add in as part of the assignment. And then of course, some more editing tools where you can do bullets and numbers and all of that jazz. And then of course, if you are like super awesome and you could do script and everything, you can also embed things. So this little cloud right here, if you have a tool that you want to embed, get the embed code from that website, and then you can embed it into Canvas where the students don't have to click out. And then they will have that ability. And then of course, I always click save and publish, because if not, I'll forget to publish it. And the kids will come back to me, Miss, I can't see the assignment. Well, I didn't publish it probably. So I usually save and publish. But if you're one of those people that you're working 9 weeks ahead, then of course you can click save. But I really love all of the ability that you have in what Canvas calls your rich content editor. But don't ever be scared of it, because really all it is, if you've ever used a Word doc or a Google doc, these are the same features you have. The only cool thing that, I mean, obviously embedding Google and embedding some of those really cool external tools, you can't do in a doc. But other than that, all of this is very familiar to stuff you can do in a slides or in a doc or in any kind of word processing. And I'm going to cancel this. All right, pages versus assignments. So here is my spiel on why you need pages and why you need assignments. And to kind of differentiate them. So what I suggest is whenever you're starting in 9 weeks or you're starting a unit, I usually like to give like an introduction page. So I use pages kind of like this. It's a kind of like the beginning of the module where I'm going to explain to them, this is what we're going to be doing this 9 weeks. I divided it out for them. And then I can always go back and link, see how I've linked the other places in Canvas. I've linked them and they're all kind of linked in my page. And so I usually like to have a page. It doesn't have to be very long, but it kind of gives my unit objectives, what we're covering, and maybe even a list of assignments. And I can keep adding to it as the assignments go on there, just so it's kind of like an overview for the students to kind of understand where they're going and where they've come from. And again, a place to always go to make sure, like I was the student that needed to be like, okay, check, I've turned that in, check, I've turned that in. Okay, this is coming up, I'm going to work on that. And so it was organization for me. So at every module I create, even on some of the subheaders, I will create kind of like a page that's a 101. And then that's when I add my assignment underneath that. So then after that, I can add my assignments. And the cool thing about an assignment is I just showed you how to do a page. The cool thing about an assignment is when you create an assignment, you have the same ability to do that rich content editor stuff. So to an assignment, I can add a video, I can add links, I can link previous content, I can add a Google Slides presentation, I can add a Adobe Express or a Canva tool for them to use. So I can add all that into the assignment as well. So I'm not discounting that. And I know you can do that in a page as well. But so you can add all that content to the assignment, but the pages I use kind of almost as an introductory for an introduction for each module or each little part of my unit that might change. So like in English, if you're teaching like an entire paper or at least part of it, and you need to go over them creating their thesis, and then you need to go over creating kind of that first paragraph where you're introducing, and then you kind of go from there. I would include a page telling about all that, but then the assignments could have the content on how to do that. So I hope that was clear as mud. But I really do think it's very important to differentiate between having a page and having an assignment, and then the importance of having pages to kind of for that information part of Canvas. If not, I've seen people, the only page they had was their front page, and then it was just a module and just assignment after assignment after assignment after assignment. So there is a huge benefit into having pages that kind of give content throughout the course. And honestly, think of it almost like notes. I do know some people who use their page for that unit, and that's where they stuck their notes. So you can do that as well. Google. All right, so I'm not going to lie. Whenever we were talking about moving to Canvas, I had panicked teachers. They were just like, but I've spent the last 5 years building out everything in Google. And I'm like, awesome, that's great. You can still use it in Canvas. So the really cool thing is all of our Google stuff embeds into Canvas, and it's amazing. So I actually have an example here of a Google assignment. So I added an assignment. And so let's say I want the kids first, I'm going to give them my example. So what I did is I clicked on, I'm going to cancel so you can see. I clicked on the little Google Drive icon. It's populating. It's going to say, are you sure that's the account you want to use? And I'm like, absolutely. And so then I'm going to go to Canvas or I'm going to Google and I'm going to find, oh, look, here's a slide deck on GoGuardian. Let's just use that. And so the really cool thing is it puts the entire slide deck in there. So that's, you know, FYI for students' information. But then you can also come down here and have the students have their own assignment. So you can come here to an external tool, meaning it'll make a copy. So in Google Classroom, when you assign something, you can have it make a copy for the students. You can do the same thing in Canvas. So I came down here and for submission type, because you want them to submit a Google assignment. So you're going to choose external tool. And then I never type anything in here because it's going to pull up this window anyway, no matter what. So it pulls this window up and I'm going to go find my Google Cloud assignments. So there's my Google Cloud assignment. And then it wants me to link something that I've already done. So let me find something. Oh, look, no, that's a, oh, well, I'll do this. Why not? And so the cool thing is when the kid, it's going to be in there as well. And when the kids click on it, it's going to have them make a copy in their drive. And then the really cool thing is then they will be able to upload it back into Canvas and turn it in. So it's really awesome. Awesome. So do not worry, do not fret. All the stuff that you've built in slides, sheets, docs, all of the pages and assignments and things you've done, you'll be able to fully integrate into Canvas. So they play nice together. And I'm very happy that they're in the sandbox, shaking hands and sharing toys. Because that just helps us in education. I'm a firm believer in using whatever tool is right for whatever assignment or lesson you're doing. I'm not married to one thing. So I do enjoy using utilizing the things I've built out in Google for my Canvas instance. And so let me save this. And so that's what it would look like to the students. And of course, I would give them like instructions and stuff. This is just a really basic for y'all. I promise I'm a better teacher most of the time. So I really like Google and Google LTI and Google Cloud assignments because it still makes a copy for the students. They're able to turn it straight into Canvas and you're able to grade it in Speed Grader once they've turned it in. So that's really awesome. All right, so Misty, you just blew our minds with all these amazing resources. I know, it's lovely. And you can only watch this video so many times before you just can't stand the sound of my voice, which totally understand. But we have some really awesome resources. So if you are a Keller ISD person, you have access to our KIC website. So it's www.kellerisd.net/KIC. And it looks like this, and Canvas is on there. And I love, love, love our Canvas page because we are slowly updating it. And so all of our really cool stuff, this is so amazing. If you do not have a bookmark to the Canvas instructor guide from Instructure from Canvas, it's amazing. Like I will just search that and I will find exactly what I need. And it's to the point and it's easy and it's beautiful. And they also have videos. But everything that I've gone over is here in our KIC website for Canvas. So discussions, adding modules, editing a home page, and then embedding Canvas in Google. And then we have a Wakelet. We have other presentations we've done. And then we have a Wakelet down here at the bottom with even more resources. So a lot of stuff here for you, for our people that either want to take Canvas and go do some cool stuff, or you're just at the basics, you need to get back to the basics and you need to learn some Canvas 101. And so we have that here for you on KIC. And then it's also in our K-Cloud with hashtag EdTechKISD. So if you have your K-Cloud organized by alphanumeric, this should be the very top left one. If not, our K-Cloud searchable at the top, just search EdTech and you will find our EdTech button in K-Cloud, which is going to get you to all of our resources like our blog, our KIC website, our YouTube channel, and then our on-demand courses. And then follow us on social media. We are always putting out micro-learning. So we are at EdTechKISD. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, Facebook. And then when you're done with this video, you can stay on our YouTube channel and watch all the other past KICs that we've ever done, our Kickstart Your Learnings. There's a lot on there. There's even some past Canvas ones. So definitely go back if you need some more Canvas help, or you can also reach out to us anytime. Christy, why don't you come on and share about what is happening on our next Kickstart Your Learning?
All right. And if you're here tonight and you're an elementary teacher, which I don't know if I saw any, I think I saw all high school teachers tonight, but you can share with your elementary friends. Next month, or actually later this month, we're going to do 2 in November. On November 30th, after Thanksgiving break, we're going to do I Teach with Teacher iPad. All of our elementary teachers have teacher iPads, and their students' devices are student iPads. So if you've got an elementary teacher friend and they want some teaching with their iPad tips, have them join or tell them about November 30th when our next Kickstart will be.
Or if you just want to learn some cool things about iPads, you can definitely come and join
True.
and get one EQ hour just for joining and participating.
True.
The moment you have all been waiting for. Please remember you have a 2-hour window to submit this form. That just makes sure that people did participate, and we can get it to you faster. So in order to get credit, you're going to go to this form at bit.ly/, this is case sensitive, so make sure it's a capital KICS. So Kickstart 2223. Make sure the KICS is capitalized. And we are so glad you came here today, and I really hope you got something out of some of the basics. And as always, you can always contact us and ask questions, and we can come and work with your department or your school. That's what we are here for. Or you can just watch this YouTube over and over and over and over and over again. Either way. So bit.ly/kickstart 2223, capital KICS.
Misty, we've added that to the chat a couple of times. It should be linkable in the chat. So if you want to go ahead and click that link while we're live, it'll take you straight to that Google form. You can get that filled out now. You won't have to worry about doing it at 7:15. You'll know you've done it within the 2 hours, and we will so appreciate it and have your credit done in the morning. Misty, that was a great overview of Canvas. I loved the tips and tricks. You got a shout out of Lev saying that is just what they needed for today. So
perfect.
Props to your back to the basics.
And you can always rewatch it in like, what is it where you slow down YouTube? Where you could you could watch it, or you could watch it at like 0.5 speed to where I'll actually slow down and you can follow along with me. But what I love about YouTube, I do a lot of my house on YouTube videos, so I can pause it. So definitely bookmark our YouTube channel, and go back and watch this when you're ready to start making your YouTube course, or your Canvas course.
Or your YouTube course.
Then the cool thing about Canvas is, like I showed you, you can add multiple teachers to a sandbox course. Y'all can all build it together and then make a copy of that entire course into your actual course. So it's really cool. Like, don't do it alone. Like, Canvas can be so robust. Divide and conquer, like have one teacher doing this unit and this teacher doing this unit, or just, hey, everybody get in and put your best lessons in here and we can divide the units out like that. I'm going to give a shout out to our physics, our AP physics department in Keller, because they did this 2 summers ago. They all got together, they put themselves all in one Canvas sandbox course, and they built it all out. And so then they could go and pull whatever they needed to use for their actual physics course at the high school level. So it's amazing. And honestly, you could do it across high schools. It wasn't even just one high school. It was all over the district. So it was from all of our feeder patterns, and they were all sharing and caring. So it was amazing, because it's a lot for one person to do. So definitely phone a friend, reach out. And if you want me to put you together with some people, I will be your person. Like, let me know and I will get you in contact with people that do what you do, so that maybe we can get some collaboration going. And like I said, divide and conquer.
Absolutely.
Some cross feeder pattern collaboration. Woo!
Yeah, you've got somebody saying that that's how they did it at their other district. So
absolutely.
You know how that works. Start that up. Work smarter, not harder.
Absolutely. And I was always the person, like, I taught elementary back in the day when I was a teacher. I would walk across the hall and be like, why are y'all having so much fun? What are you doing? So it's really cool to get lessons from other teachers that, they might have found something, or they, found this really cool lesson or whatever, but to just be able to come together and kind of share all the really amazing things that are happening across the district. Or if you're in another district, your district too, you can share with me. You can put that in the comments and I'll borrow it.
All right. If you guys have questions, go ahead and add them to the chat. We're happy to answer them while we're here. And if not, we'll give you time back and let you go back to your afternoon.
And enjoy if you're about to go have dinner, because I'm kind of hungry. Maybe that's why I couldn't find the announcement right in front of I knew it was right in front of my face. It was right there. Tiny little words.
Thank you guys for being here tonight. We appreciate it. And we'll see you at the end of November for our next Kickstart if you join us then.
See you later.